The pick is in.
With the number 4 pick, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell, offensive lineman from LSU, presented by LinkedIn. Here to talk about that with me is Nick Cattles, the host over at Locked On Patriots. And Nick, seems like it was Will Campbell for a lot of people at number 4. That's the pick the Patriots make. They protect their young quarterback in Drake May. Why Will Campbell over some others that were available?
Number of reasons, Kevin. It got to the point where there was so much smoke, I started to not believe it. Like there was something going on. There was something weird happening. But yes, they've been talking about Will Campbell for a couple of months now, and there's plenty of reasons why. I mean, he's got the makeup of a player that Mike Vrabel loves, but it really starts with protecting Drake May. And this goes back years of just swinging and missing on tackles, drafting tackles too late, not signing the right tackles. It's been a mess for the Patriots at left tackle. So I think they felt, hey, we're going to stick and pick here at 4 because we feel very good about Will Campbell being that left tackle for the next decade. Now, whether or not they're going to be correct, we'll have to wait and see. But he checks a lot of boxes, Kevin, from makeup and finish and effort and work ethic and football intelligence and being a leader in the room. All of these things that Mike Vrabel has brought up, Will Campbell does, including playing, in their estimation, a premium position at left tackle.
Now, you mentioned that the Patriots have swung and missed in the position for a little while now. You mentioned some of the things he brings to the table. Do you believe that Will Campbell can be different than those others that they've missed on?
Well, look, I'm not an offensive line aficionado. I'm not going to break down the film and talk about hand fighting and all that good stuff, Kevin. But, from what I read, from what I've, heard and people that I've talked to, most people do feel like he can play left tackle. Now, the question is, can he be an elite left tackle? I think that would be a reach, no pun intended with the arm length questions. But I think he is somebody that can play at least average left tackle, if not above average left tackle. Usually when you're drafting 4th, you don't want to go for average to above average at left tackle. But with this draft specifically, with so many guys at that position having questions, I think they feel pretty good about it. So he's just got to solidify it. I mean, last year was Vidarian Lowe. That was a debacle. Trent Brown before that, he was up and down, mostly down. They went out and they, traded for, they signed Chuks Okorafor, wanted to switch him to the left side. He literally quit football after week 1 last year. They drafted Caden Wallace in the 3rd round last season. They were going to swing him to the left side. He never got there, broke his fibula. So it's been a disaster at that spot. And really, Kevin, worst case scenario, if they've got to move Will Campbell inside the left guard eventually, I think they'll be fine with that. They just feel like they've got a guy who can play at a pretty high level on that offensive line.
Offensive line's the picket for the Patriots. Nick, we know have other draft selections they're going to use here to try to bolster that roster. Where are the other needs the Patriots have with offensive line now checked off, at least Will Campbell?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they try to move back into the 1st round later tonight, Kevin. There's been some talk about that possibility, but you're looking at left guard could be something. The Donovan Jacksons of the world, if he's going to be available. You can look at wide receivers, certainly a big-bodied X receiver. They've been missing that element. And pass rush, you could always look at pass rush. Harold Landry is a little bit older. Anthony Jennings is really kind of a run stuffer, not necessarily a pass rusher. So you could always look at defensive end as well. I think they're going to be open for a lot of possibilities, but I would be surprised, Kevin, if they don't come out of the 2nd round with either a left guard or a wide receiver.
For continuing coverage of the Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Locked On Patriots wherever you get your podcast. For more on Will Campbell, let's hear from Locked On LSU, who spent a lot of time covering Will Campbell up close.
Simply put, Will Campbell is the greatest offensive lineman in LSU football history. I'm Matt Moscona from Locked On LSU. With this pick, Campbell becomes the highest drafted offensive lineman in the history of the program, surpassing Alan Faneca in 1998, who went 26th overall. Campbell showed up to LSU as a 5-star out of North Louisiana and lived up to the billing. He started every game of his illustrious career at left tackle, 38 starts, allowing just 5 sacks during that time. Campbell could play guard or tackle at the NFL level. In a one-on-one conversation that I had with him just a week ago, he said in all of his visits, not a single NFL team asked him about the controversial arm length conversation. He also was awarded the illustrious number 7 by the LSU coaching staff, given to the best player and a great leader on the team. Will Campbell is a plug-and-play starter anywhere on the offensive line, and if he stays healthy, could be a Hall of Fame caliber player. For more, you can check me out on Locked On LSU, wherever you get podcasts.